Welcome to Radio Fixer's channel. Subscribe for upcoming videos. This is the final video regarding repair of this very unique wall mount phone radio. It is AM. As you know, there's not that much station and AM radio, depends where you live. In my area, just we have a handful of them, and majority of them is a talk show, religious, or a sport. Of course, there's nothing wrong with that, but I like to listen to the music of my choice. What I'm going to show you to add auxiliary switch to any type of the tube radio or transistor radio and be able to connect to Bluetooth and play any song or any music of your choice. So let me show you how to do that in this radio, and this apply to any other tube and transistor radio as I mentioned earlier. This is going to be a fun project. Definitely you want to do this, and I hope you enjoy this video. All right, let's get started. I highly recommend watching the previous videos where we diagnosed the radio problems. Use homemade troubleshooting tools such as a signal tracer, audio signal injector, and multimeter. We repaired the badly damaged handset. We fabricated a replacement handle holder and also demonstrated old-fashioned repair techniques for recreating damaged vintage part without a 3D printer. So I have added every tool product that I'm using in the description section of the video, so feel free to check it out. Let's add auxiliary input jack for Bluetooth. And this is the product I'm going to use for auxiliary. The way this works, you see here, this angle, this is the ground. It's connected to here. So if you hook up this to the chassis, your chassis is metal, you do not need to use this ground. You can, this is going to automatically make connection to your radio. If your radio is hooked up to the ground. If it's not, of course you have the option back here to use this connection. Alright, so there are 4 connections here. This also can be used for a stereo. So I'm going to use this as an auxiliary switch. And this is what I put together. Of course, I'm going to give you a detail how to do this. This is for the quick test to see if I add Bluetooth to this, radio, does it going to work or not. I already hooked this up. It's really a fun project. This definitely work for those of you who are living in the area that you don't have that much AM station and you want to listen to the music. You can add this to your radio. It can be transistor, it can be tube radio, and it will work. So let me show you how this is performing. Now for this radio I have to hook up outside antenna as I shared with you earlier so we can get AM. Alright, that is hooked up. So I'm going to start the radio. As you know, it's going to take a few seconds to come up. Okay. You see that? That is the AM station. Alright, so I'm going to hook up this Bluetooth to it. You see, as soon as I add this, the radio stops playing. Let's turn these things on.
Power on.
Did you hear it? It said power on.
Connected.
Okay, we're going to play this music, through the Bluetooth so radio can pick it up. You see that? Again, the reason. Okay, if I go next music, it's playing commercial, of course.
It's Little Caesars more for $9.99 menu. Get 2 of your faves for only $9.99. Limited time. Pizza, pizza. What is love?
You see that? All right. I'm going to stop it again so YouTube doesn't kick me out. So it worked very well, as you see. I think I'm going to add Bluetooth to this radio since, I want to get more pleasure out of this. Again, AM, I don't listen to AM that often, I'll be honest with you. Actually, I can turn it off so you can hear it.
Power off.
See, it powers off. Now, if I take this out, you see,
With my
the
English,
radio now is working.
making sure I push through all the challenges.
All right?
At the end, there's a
Can you
sense
turn
of
it down?
that what I'm doing as a teacher.
Again, if you have an AM radio and you want to listen to good music, this is the best way to do it. If I change my mind, I want to take the Bluetooth out, just remove this 3 wires, then we are done. We're going to go back to AM. But again, AM really is boring to listen to. I'm sure majority of you agree with me. Unless you want to listen to a sport or churches, and there's nothing wrong with that, but sometimes I like to listen to music, set up my phone, let these things play. I spend so much time to fix these radios, restore these radios. I want to enjoy them, instead just put it on the shelf. Since just play AM. If had the option of FM, great. So that is why I need a Bluetooth. Alright, so let me set this up in the radio. Alright, finally after all this time, this took forever, man. The chassis is already installed in the cabinet. Of course, this is where I installed, for the Bluetooth connection that's going to be under the radio. There was not enough space up there to do that, and I didn't want to put any hole in the cabinet, so this is one of those holes that originally was there, so I used one of them. I didn't drill them or anything like that. Installed this piece here. What I did, I look at old roll-up curtain that usually come with this type of adapter. Made the hole larger inside, install it in the cabinet, so everything is set. For also the antenna, I put wires all around here that didn't work, put here, didn't work, so whatever I did didn't work, so I had to run. See, that's where the antenna is. Later on I'm going to figure out how to handle that. Definitely without the outside antenna, the radio would not work that great. So I'm going to put the back cover. And the easiest way to take these radios apart, take the back cover, not the front. Take the back first. That gives you access to the radio. I think this worked out pretty good, this spacer here. To show you right here, see, this piece goes right here, like that. And Bluetooth gonna hook up right here. Again, I couldn't put it in top, there wasn't enough space. Alright. So as I was mentioning, these are holes was already there, so I installed it there since this made more sense. Again, I didn't want to put any hole in the cabinet. I thought that's, you see, that worked very well. You see that right here? Since we're going to use for the audio, we want to make sure it's shielded. The shielded wire, it will help to reduce the humming noise. Of course, this is a volume control. Volume control has 3 connections. One of them is a ground, another is the tap center. The tap usually is hooked up to the wiper. That's how you adjust the sound. So here where the signal comes in, this is what I did. I unsoldered it from here, this wire where the signal comes in. And it goes to the volume control. Let's go to the next page. This is what we did. So the signal that we disconnected from that pen, it comes to this pen here. Back of this unit, I call it auxiliary, connection. It's like a switch. There is several pins. The one that is tilted here, this one connected to the ground. Between these 2 pins, there's a wire that I soldered. You have to solder a wire between here. There's a connection. Then the signals from this pen, it comes out, goes to this pen again. So that's all I did here. Hopefully this drawing going to help you. Again, I did this to be as simple as possible. So down the road, if I want to take all this out, it can be pretty simple. I'm just going to solder this, wire, back here and take everything else out. Then we're back in the business. I didn't want to do a heavy-duty modification. Hopefully this drawing can help you. To save time in this video, I am including additional videos related to this subject, where I discuss in detail how to add an external switch and Bluetooth capability to vintage radio. This method can be applied to many AM and FM tube or transistor radios, while preserving the original appearance and better sound quality. All right, and this is where I install it. I know I'm running out of space here. So I already turned it on. I put it in AM station in a sport channel. It's just picking up 3 station only. The reason for that, this radio, as I mentioned earlier, offers just one IF transformer. So it's not a good performer, and it needs outside antenna. And I didn't want to hang the outside antenna on the side. So what I did, I actually is about 10 foot long, a black wire. I wrapped it around this other wire that they had here. It was like a plastic wire they had here. I wrapped that. It's not looking bad at all, as you see. Nice performing, much better. Of course, if I let the 10 foot long hang in the side of the radio, it perform much better, but I don't want to do that. Since I don't use AM radio that often, I'll be honest with you, because, there's not that much music at all. Let me turn on to a sport station, which I already set it up. The radio is already on.
Donovan, I think it's time for you to
The reason is making that hissing sound. The fluorescent light is on inside this room. And for one reason or another, it does not like fluorescent light. All right, so I'm going to hook up the Bluetooth so you see how it's performing, okay? Again, AM station, doesn't offer that much selection, and they spend so much time to restore all these radios. So that's why I add Bluetooth so I can actually enjoy it. Hopefully someday we're going to go through all these radios I have here. Let me hook up the Bluetooth. As you see, I add the Bluetooth right here in the bottom. So we're going to use this phone to play some approved music by YouTube. Let's listen to this one. See, from the side I can adjust the volume. See? It plays so clear, much better than playing just a radio. You see, it performs just incredible. See, I can adjust the volume. Of course, I can use the volume control to adjust it as well, but with phone is much easier. So let me play another song. So we're going to play this song. Adjust the volume. Isn't it play incredible? Can you believe that? It's unbelievable. Isn't it amazing? Even I can adjust it with here, more volume. incredible, isn't it? Can I adjust it with this phone? Let me turn it down. Now you see why I add Bluetooth to this radio. It just performed incredible. It's unbelievable how it's performing. Really very happy, to be able to finish this radio. As I mentioned, I had this radio for a long time, over 25 years. Finally, I could finish that thing and I can enjoy it. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope this encouraged you to add auxiliary switch so you can actually enjoy listening to the music of your choice. I'll be honest with you, it takes so much time to make these videos, editing, uploading, and make sure there's enough information that it actually makes sense, if you want to follow. At this time, I want to take the opportunity and thank my subscribers with their uplifting comments. You always encourage me to upload more videos, since this is just a hobby of mine. Again, I appreciate you. Enjoy all these videos, and you all have an awesome day. Take care. If you're interested to see more videos like this, feel free to subscribe to my channel, and you will be notified when a new video being uploaded. You have a great day.